What up, Falcons Nation? Rise Up Nation. It's your boy, Jazzy Jeff. Real talk, no gimmicks. Bringing that real Falcons talk to real Falcons fans. And I hope everybody had a wonderful Sunday, even though we lost. You know, I'm the kind of person where I need to take at least one day to process what I just saw before I say something ignorant. So I had to take the full day. I wanted to watch the rest of the games to see how they played out. And now I'm back ready to talk about the bullshit I just saw. Paul Mack, what up? What up, man? Got 9 people in the chat. Hey, if you're new to this chat, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I appreciate you guys for stopping by. We're going to talk Falcons, Seahawks, and what the hell we just watched. I want to get the Seahawks out the way because this stream is going to be about strictly the Falcons. So shout out to the Seattle Seahawks. Shout out to the Seattle Seahawks fans. They did their thing. They deserve the credit. Shout out to Sam Dog, Infamous 253. Shout out to Norbcam, Noah Balter, all the Seattle Seahawks content creators who supported my channel. Were on my live streams. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to a lot of Seahawks fans who subbed to my channel just to show respect. You know, I appreciate the love. But this ain't about them. This is about us. I always talk about how it's about us because no matter what the other team does, it's about what we gonna do. You know, last year when they said, you know, we were gonna get blown out by the San Francisco 49ers, we went to San Fran and we beat the Niners because it was about what we did. It's not about the other team. We can beat any team in the league with our talent. It's about what we do. But I just want to say shout out real quick to the Seattle Seahawks. They're a really good team. They're probably gonna be deep playoff run. So shout out to them. But let's get back to this game. I had to take a day just to process the bullshit I saw. And let's start with the penalties. The penalties were just atrocious. And I knew it was gonna be a bullshit day. You wanna know how I know? Because it started out looking great, looking too good to be true. You know, Tack gets a sack and Grady's humming and we got Russell Wilson on the ropes and it's 3rd and 23. And just like bullshit that happens, any of y'all play Madden out there, I know when you play Madden, you got that one friend who goes for it on, you know, 4th and long or whatever, and they end up converting on that. So 3rd and 23, and Ricardo Allen, the brains of our defense, the one of the smartest guys on our field, gets pass interference on 3rd and 23. The guy who I always pump up as one of my favorite players. I mean, he severely let me down in that game. If you play football in high school, they tell you to get your head around, play the football. He did not play the football. He didn't get his head around. He just stuck his hands up and ran through the man. That is completely unacceptable on this team. That's some Madden bullshit. 3rd and 23 and the guy gets a first down. That's Madden type stuff. That's stuff that should not be happening on a football field, period. 5 penalties for 72 yards. The play calling, let me get to the play calling next, but let me first get into the comment section to see who's in here. Paul Mack, what up? Buck Skull gang in the house. Hey, Jazzy Jeff. Hey, sorry about your Bucks, but I kind of told you guys about that. Thomas Talented says LOL. Brandon Rogers, hey Jeff, good game, brother. I don't think it was a good game, but you know, we gotta get better. Danny Daniels says Seahawks are legit. Kudos to them. Yeah, the Seahawks are a legit team. Paul Mack says this is about us. Eli Layfield, play calling, man. I'm gonna get to the play calling in a minute. The Raiders won barely. Yeah. Shout out to the Raiders for beating the Panthers. If it wasn't for them, we'd be the only team. We'd be one of the only teams with the loss. False start Falcons. Why are we year in, year out losing the 3rd quarter? Forget the 3rd quarter. Why year in, year out can we not win an opening game? Why do we always start off slow? Doesn't Dan Quinn say in all his speeches about starting off fast, setting a tone? And he doesn't do that. And that gets me to the play calling. Ghost Peppers, what up? Sam Dogs says, sup, bro? I can see y'all bouncing back against Dallas. We ain't bouncing back against Dallas, and we don't dedicate ourselves to a run. That's for another day, another time. What I want to say, though, is the play. Let me get back to the play calling. you also knew it was going to be some bullshit because the first time on offense, what do? Play action. How many times are we going to start a game, opening drive, with the play action? It's almost like we know it's going to happen. I thought we got Todd Gurley for a reason. I thought he was supposed to be a tone-setting person, a new era in Atlanta, running the football. That's what I thought, and we start off with play action. I don't like that at all. You got to show these people that you are going to punch them in the mouth, that you are ready to come playing. And for us to throw against this defense 54 times, Matt Ryan threw for 54 times in this game. Todd Gurley, 14 fucking carries. That is a joke. And no disrespect to the Seattle Seahawks, but if you were to look at a weakness coming into this game from last year, the Seattle Seahawks weakness was their run defense. They were 22nd in run defense. They gave up 117 yards a game last year in run defense. They lost Jadeveon Clowney, who's one of the best run stoppers coming off the edge. And we decide to throw 54 times. There were so many times where it was like, I just knew the screen, the bootleg was happening, and so did the Seahawks, especially Jamal Adams. He knew exactly what we were doing. I'll get to that later, but the fact that we threw 54 times, I thought we were supposed to protect Matt Ryan, run the football, run Todd Gurley. What the fuck was that? That the play calling was so bad. Dirk Cutter. I saw people on Twitter wishing Sarkisian was back. I almost had to think about it for a second. I mean, that's how bad it was. I mean, at least Sarkisian ran up in I formation. At least he did that. He had some power runs. Shit. Another thing, the fake punt, and everyone wants to talk about the fake punt. I had no problem with running the fake punt in that situation. If you're gonna take a risk, it's not about taking risks. It's about when you take that risk. The fake punt in that situation, the down and distance, the quarter we were in, the fake punt was actually a good call. The bad part about the fake punt was who the hell you gave it to. You gave it to Sherrod Niesman, a backup DB who is built like me, who couldn't break gas, couldn't break wind on that play, and he fumbles the football. You couldn't give it to anybody else who's capable of actually carrying the football. I mean, damn. I mean, it's not like we have this good backup running back who's pretty solid, who we decide to inactivate. What's his name? Quadri Olsen? Oh yeah, he would have been great on that fucking fake punt. I mean, shit, you could have put Russell Gage on that fake punt. You could have put anybody on that fake punt besides Sherrod Niesman, and they probably would not fumble the ball because he got the yardage for the first down. The fact is he couldn't just handle it. He was carrying the ball like a loaf of bread. So Sherrod Niesman, I never want to see that play again. Period. Never want to see that play again. Let me sip of some water and go to the comment section real quick. Thomas Towles, it says 3rd-and-1 Falcons out and Brian Hill over Todd Gurley. Eli Latham says, I'd take him over Dirk right now. Sam says, oh man, Steve Sarkisian, when he was coaching with the Washington Huskies. Yeah, Steve Sarkisian pissed me off in a lot of ways. He was predictable, but there was plays he did that I wish Cutter did. His play calling is garbage. Danny Daniels. That's right. Let's get to that the fact that we had no answer for Jamal Adams, which also goes into play calling. Now, Matt Ryan said after the game that they had no idea Jamal Adams was going to blitz off the corner or line up around the D-line in the box that much. A certain person on the announce team admitted that the Seattle Seahawks have never used one of their safeties the way they use Jamal Adams today. But a certain person named Jazzy Jeff brought this up in one of his fucking X Factor breakdowns. I said one of the factors of this game is how the Seattle Seahawks used Jamal Adams, because the Jets used him all over the field, and the Seattle Seahawks traditionally never move safeties all over the place. But I had a feeling that they were going to use Jamal Adams just how they did in the Saints to, make him feel comfortable on a new team. And guess what? That's exactly what they did. And for some reason, I'm just a guy making YouTube videos, but Matt Ryan and the crew, the offensive coaches, didn't see it coming. They were amazed. There was so many running plays where we purposely did not block Jamal Adams, and he was the only person who made the tackle. That is embarrassing. And I understand if it happens one time, you're like, damn, that happened. Okay, that's how they used him. But last time I checked, when they go back to the bench, they pull up fucking tablets and they look at what happened on that play. And then it continued to happen, and they didn't adjust to what was happening live in action. Were they not reading the tablets in front of them? Were they not? I mean, my God, I was yelling it out before it was happening the first time it happened, I yelled it out. Jamal Adams is going to make the stop. He's coming in. Somebody block him. And they didn't block him. Jesus Christ. I'm just a guy making YouTube videos, and I'm out here calling it out. What the hell is that? Put me on the damn coaching staff, because I can see this shit coming from a mile away. Oh my God. Let me calm down for a second, drink some water. Braylon Robinson, thank you for joining the live stream. Dre, true statement. Jazzy Jeff gets straight to the point. Yeah, that's why this is called Real Talk Live, because I come in here and speak the damn truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. And I'm sorry, I took a full day to relax from this bullshit, and I'm still fired up in 5 seconds right now. That's how the Falcons got me going. You should have saw what it looked like yesterday. Jesus Christ. Members only says Quinn gotta go. It's only week 1, and I'm not one of those people who likes to jump off the shit right away, but goddamn, we just turned up the fucking preheat oven on Dan Quinn's ass right now. It was at a simmer, now it's at damn 325. Bucks call game says Falcons coach job safe for this year. Not if we don't make the playoffs. Winter says Falcons did so bad. We did fairly okay until the second half. The second half we just fell apart. Jesus Christ. The first half, just another thing, just like I called it. I said in my breakdown that the Seahawks want to lull you to sleep with the run, with the screen game, and then they're going to bust you over the head with the deep passes later in the game. And that's exactly what they did. You would think as many times as we played the Saints, we would know how to stop a goddamn screen. I mean, you would think that we would know how to stop a screen by now, because that's all the Saints do is run screens. But every time the Seahawks ran a screen, it's like we had no idea how to stop it. We had no one out there. We had Ricardo Allen turning around 360s in a circle. It is embarrassing, and I saw it coming every single time. Russell Wilson was baiting us to pass rush him. Once we got those sacks on Russell Wilson, I said to myself, now watch. They're going to bait us into coming after him again, and then they're going to drop off that screen right over our heads. And just like clockwork, they dropped that screen off to Carson over our heads, and we had no one out there in the flat to cover it. That was the start of it, but I thought the turning point was that Ricardo Allen bullshit penalty that he made. I mean, that set the precedent for this is gonna be some fluky ass shit type game. That was the catalyst for this game. Oh my God, let me calm down. Get the false start. Falcons says we won the fourth, but the third quarter of the Super Bowl, just so the other game we lose big time. Can we just get out with the league? Can we start off fast? Can we do that? Why can't we do that? Like I said, it's the play calling. People are going to blame Matt Ryan. People are going to blame everyone else. But the play calling is a big factor. You don't put Matt Ryan in that situation if you run the football. You just don't. I mean, that goal line showed that Todd Gurley is an improvement from Devontae Freeman, because you bet your ass that if Devontae Freeman was running that goal line run, he would have got stuffed. The only reason Gurley got in is because he had that extra size and push to get in. Devontae Freeman would have got his ass stoned at that goal line. Don't you blame Todd Gurley for this on his first day, and they don't even give him the ball. 14 carries. He was standing around a lot of times, not doing anything. And he could block. I saw him blocking. You know it's bad. You know it's real bad when Matt Ryan has 3 wide receivers go for 100 each and lose the game. And you got people blaming Matt Ryan. That's why if you see my title of this stream, I have Falcons fans attacking each other, which brings me to my next point: the state of Falcons Nation. It seems to me that there is 2 groups, and I don't like either one of them. They both piss me off. And here are the 2 groups of Falcons fans. You got one group who says after one loss, the sky is fucking falling. Like in our Super Bowl run and all our deep playoff runs, we never lost a game. We just went undefeated in those seasons, which you know is not true. We lost a lot of games, but the sky didn't fall. And so the fans who say it's all over, season's over, fire everybody, cancel the season. I even posted on Twitter. Someone said we need to get rid of Matt Ryan because he's not a good quarterback. Dumb as hell. Those fans are some of the worst fans. If you don't like something, I can't stand these people. If you don't like something, why go on YouTube or these social media and bitch every single day, but do nothing about it? Why don't you just not watch? It's very simple. No one's putting a gun to your head and making you watch this shit. If you don't want to watch, don't watch. It's very simple. We won't miss your ass. These people come on Twitter and they're like, oh my God, I'm going to boycott the fucking NFL because of what they're doing. No one's going to miss your ass. We don't care. It's the same thing I tell Falcons fans who say, oh, I can't watch this shit. It's over. Then don't watch. We won't miss your ass. I'm still going to be here making videos. I won't miss your ass. Period. I won't. I don't know who you are. You're just some fucking name that pops up on my Twitter timeline. That's all you are. It don't hurt my feelings if you leave. It ain't going to hurt me one bit. I'm going to go and I'm going to eat my food and I'm going to drink my beer. And I'm going to go get a good night's sleep. That's what I'm going to do. You ain't going to hurt my feelings. I'm going to be here regardless. That's the first fans that piss me off. Now, the second fans that piss me off, and this one's a little less makes me angry, but the second fans that piss me off, the ones who say, nothing to worry about, it's week 1, we're perfectly fine, we're still going to win the rest of our games. Those people who live in the clouds and they're so naive to the bullshit that happens piss me off. Talking about, oh, Jeff, it's just week 1. It was just week 1 for fucking everybody. People talking about, oh, we need time to develop and, Todd Gurley just joined. All these people just joined and we ain't had no preseason. Everybody didn't have no preseason. Okay? Cam Newton didn't have a preseason. He joined a brand new team, new system, and he out there running his goddamn ass off, scoring touchdowns, doing the Superman, winning games with no wide receivers. Don't give me this. If you are so complacent that it's just one game, then you're not going to feel the pressure to win the week 1. And that's what we do every single time. Because the moment we lose, Dan Quinn says, this game doesn't define us. It's only one game. We have no problem. We're fine. We just got to bounce back and improve. No. Your ass should have been ready week 1. Why aren't you ready week 1? Why is it every single time we got to make excuses for week 1? Every other team didn't have a preseason. Every other team had different situations. And you know what they did? They got their asses up. They didn't make excuses. They didn't make penalties. And they won the goddamn game. That's what they did. So you can miss me. You can miss me with the sky is falling people. And then you can miss me with the everything is okay. I'm just fine here. People. You got to be somewhere in the middle. The season is far from over. But you need to sit here and evaluate the things that are happening on this team because they keep happening. This isn't an isolated incident. This is a pattern. When it becomes a pattern, it's a problem. And I'll be damned if I'm going to keep my mouth closed while I see bullshit happening. I'm going to calm down again and take a drink of water. Let's see who's in the comment section. Hardware 20 says Falcons never win week 1. I agree. Appreciate you joining the stream. If you're new to my channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Please support my channel. And if you do, I appreciate you. Jason Trans is fucking facts. That's right. Ultra Shout 97, thank you for joining the stream. Falcons are not good week 1. We never week 1. I don't know why. Thomas Townsend said, we have CBs who barely been in the NFL. Dan Quinn don't believe in the blitz, so secondary is on an island. Ghost Peppers, Wilson went for 31 out of 35. Damn near perfect performance. We got to do much better. Anthony Wright, thank you for joining my stream. I just went off on 7 different Falcon fans, and I just now, Jazzy Jeff, I'm tired of these Falcon fans that act like it's the end of the world. I agree. And don't take this anger for granted. That does not or confuse it. That does not mean I'm gonna tear down my flag and take my jerseys and throw them in the garbage like Skip Bayless. I ain't doing that shit. No, I'm gonna pout about it, have a beer, get some sleep, wake up, and I'm gonna be a Falcons fan tomorrow. That's what I'm gonna do. You dust yourself off, you get up, and you move on. But you gotta hold these people accountable. That's what you gotta do. And so miss me with the whole the sky is falling, and miss me with the whole everything is all right. You got to be somewhere in the middle. You got to be accountable for your team. Don't be a sheep, but at the same time, don't think that the world is ending. Next thing, I just sit back and imagine the injuries and what would have happened, man, if we had Marlon Davidson out there. That if you want a silver lining, here's a silver lining. Imagine having Marlon Davidson out there next to Grady Jarrett doing his thing in the rotation. Imagine having Kendall Sheffield in the slot doing his thing in nickel packages. You know, Kendall Sheffield who actually can tackle. Kendall Sheffield who can actually play some man. Kendall Sheffield who can actually play special teams. If he was out there and Marlon Davidson was out there, I would have had a way better feeling about this game. And it was just unfortunate we couldn't have those guys. But we can't make excuses because everybody has injuries. They didn't have offensive linemen out there. They didn't have other people out there. Never use the injuries as an excuse. We still could have won this game if coaching was good enough. Oh my God. Which brings me to my next point. The goddamn secondary. And you lucky I don't have some liquor right now because the secondary made me want to turn to the alcoholic. It really did. I felt like drinking myself to sleep because of that secondary. Do we want to talk about Isaiah Oliver? Is that what we want to talk about right now? Do we have to talk about him? My God. Isaiah Oliver, he's a good kid. Nice kid. He was a decathlon athlete growing up through college, but he didn't learn to play corner until late in his college career. And he is skinny framed, long arms, great for pass deflections, but skinny frame and long arms does not do good in press man coverage, does not do good against strong upper body wide receivers, does not do good. And DK Metcalf bullied that man. People are going to try to blame the coverage and say we're in zone. No, that was man-to-man with the safety over the top, which was KZ. And Isaiah Oliver got bullied. And you know what? I don't blame Isaiah Oliver because Isaiah Oliver wasn't ready and he never was ready. I think Isaiah Oliver was forced into that spot out of desperation because we got rid of Robert Alford, we got rid of True Font, and we just turn around. We're like, damn, we ain't got no corner. So I guess Isaiah Oliver, you're up. And he was not ready when they called him up to be a starter. He was not ready. It's kind of like people who have a job. People who have a job and they can't stand their job and they quit without a backup job in place. They just quit and don't have a backup job. And they're sitting around going, damn, I ain't got no money coming in. I ain't got no job employment. I ain't got no interviews coming in. You never quit your job without a backup plan, without a backup job in place. And the Falcons got rid of Trufant and Alford, and our backup plan was Isaiah Oliver, and he was not ready. If you noticed, and they even brought this up in the broadcast, they purposely weren't picking on AJ Terrell. They admitted it. What's his name? Mark Schlereth, Stink from the Denver Broncos. He said they were picking on Isaiah Oliver and Darqueze Dennard. Mostly Darqueze Dennard because he got that little injury midway through the game. He got a chest injury, and so the Seahawks noticed that and they started picking on him. But for the most part, they were also picking on Isaiah Oliver. I understand AJ Terrell got burned too, but by then it was too late. It was too late. The floodgates already open by then. So the pass rush did their job. The linebackers did their job. Shout out to Deion Jones. Deion Jones was chasing people down like they owed him lunch money. Deion Jones was the man. I'm glad to see Keanu Neal out there, just looking healthy. I didn't expect all pro Keanu Neal because it's his first game back from injury. But I'm just glad to see him out there running around, looking fluid, making tackles, not afraid to be in there. Thomas Talented, man. I don't like calling out people, bro, but for real, like I had to delete you on Twitter, bro, because you can call me wrong about a lot of things. You can say I made a mistake. You can say I predicted something wrong. You can say whatever you want, but don't you ever dare come and fix your lips to call me not real or not a real person and call me fake. If you are a Falcons fan and you fix your lips to call another Falcons fan fake over their opinions on the team, then what kind of person are you? What does that show about you? And that's something I'm not having in this live stream or anywhere, period. I'm not. So Thomas Talented, bro, I'm going to give you a chance. I believe in freedom of speech. I'll give you a chance. But bro, I'm just letting you know right now, I'll just block you and move on with my day. I don't care. Like the whole personal attacks, like you don't know me. You don't know me from a can of paint, bro. You don't know me. So don't you dare fix your lips to say I'm fake. You don't know nothing about me. Period. Call me wrong. Call me whatever you want when it comes to breaking down football. I'm not here for troll jobs. I'm not here for pettiness. I'm not here for, trash talking and TTC. I don't do that stuff. I'm grown. I don't need to prove my manhood or anything to these people. Nothing. I'm here to break down football, and that's it because I love football. So if you want to talk that, hey, do that on someone else's channel. Be my guest. Go ahead. More power to you. I ain't here for all that. Falcons Believer said AJ just made a rookie mistake trying to make the play, and he bit on a pump fake. He'll learn. I agree. To say that was his rookie debut, I think AJ Terrell held his own. Because if Falcons fans wanna pick on AJ Terrell, then let's have this conversation about y'all ain't talking about Jeff Okudah right now, are you? The Mr. Injured, the guy y'all wanted to take over him, including myself. I said, oh man, Okudah's better. Has Okudah done anything in his career yet? AJ Terrell has been in practice. He's been playing, and he did fairly okay for a rookie. So why don't you check all the other rookie corners that are out there right now, what they're doing compared to AJ Terrell? Antoine Adame says Seahawks won. Of course they won. I already said that. Everybody knows they won. Calvin says hopefully we get Sheffield and Davidson back. We need them. They are very important. I think Davidson's going to make a huge difference. That rotation is going to be key with Davidson back in the fold. Not only was it an injury he's dealing with, Dan Quinn said he is not comfortable with Marlon Davidson's conditioning. Now, that scares me more than an injury because conditioning says something about your effort and your weight, trying to make weight, trying to be healthy enough to even play in the league. I pray to God Marlon Davidson is not one of these brothers who struggles to maintain weight or conditioning and can't get on the field because of that. I really hope he doesn't, because He looks like a great player, and I just hope he's athletic enough to stay in the NFL and be conditioned enough. I don't want Marlon Davidson having a condition issue. Another thing, the play calling, the zone defense. I swear to God, it seems like the Atlanta Falcons is the only secondary in the NFL. If it is 3rd and 20, 3rd and 18, we will give them 3rd and 19, 3rd and 20. We will give them first down. We will give them 21 yards. I don't know what it is about these DBs giving people so much cushion on a down and distance where you have to play the sticks. I don't know what it is about us and why we give up so many yards on 3rd and deep. I thought after we got rid of Desmond Trufant, we were going to stop giving every receiver in the league cushion, 10, 15-yard cushions. People hate on Robert Alford because, he got a lot of holding penalties. But one thing I'll say about Robert Alford is he got up on guys. He made plays on guys. He was aggressive. He took chances. I couldn't stand Desmond Trufant because his numbers were misleading. A lot of people were saying, Jazzy Jeff, you can't hate on Desmond Trufant because he never gets beat over the top. Yeah, if you give a guy 20 yards cushion on every single play, you're not going to get beat either over the top. And that's what I couldn't stand about Desmond Trufant. He always gave guys underneath passes, underneath routes, underneath cushions. And every single time we had a big lead, it was Desmond Trufant who let people back in the game with his zones and cushions. Okay, so and I thought that was over, but I'm starting to see it again. And even though this is a brand new D, we're running 3 safeties now starting. DeMonte Casey had the most snaps at safety. He had the most snaps at safety over Ricardo Allen and Neal, which was surprising. So this defense is clearly different. But man, it seemed like the same exact team from last year, the secondary. Only the secondary. People who are saying this defense is exactly the same from last year, that is not completely true. The defensive line and the middle and the linebacking core looked a lot better, a lot sharper. They were coming out pressuring people. They were coming out making sacks, chasing down people, etc. That secondary is what needs to improve drastically and right now, or we're going to be in trouble. We can't wait for the cavalry to come. This is who we got. And you know what? How about the offense not putting the secondary and the defense in a bad position and scoring some goddamn points? How about keeping the team on the field with time of possession and running the football? Because if you run the football, guess what? The defense ain't out there gasping for air every 5 seconds, being tired. You got to give the defense a break by running the football. Coming out and bootlaying, throwing deep passes all the time when we don't need it, it's not working. And so those are the type of things I'm talking about. The sky is not falling. The whole, it's not scrap the whole defense. It's fix the secondary. The offense needs improvements, clearly. Our wide receivers, I'm not worried about them. Matt Ryan, I'm not worried about him. The offensive line, it looked pretty decent. It's play calling, running the football. Speaking about play calling and coaching, Dan Quinn decided to piss me off again today. Oh, let me take a break. Let me go up in this comment section. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit that like button. I appreciate everybody in the stream where we just talk real talk football. We don't attack each other. We're a brotherhood. We're Falcons Nation. We're a family. Yeah, we might talk shit to each other. We might get mad at each other, but we're still a family. You don't tear your family down. Anyways, Jerry Danders Falcon says we need to sack Dak 6 times. Claiborne. I will have another stream and a whole nother video breaking down the Cowboys. I don't want to get into the Cowboys right now. I still want to talk about the Seahawks game. Yeah, Matt Ryan broke a record and he passed John Elway. and that's good for his Hall of Fame stats. But as of right now, it doesn't matter if we don't get that W. I'm just like Julio Jones. It doesn't matter about stats. It's about, did we get that win? You know, stats are for people like an Odell Beckham, you know, guys who are divas. I care about the win. Anyways, back to coaching. Dan Quinn pissed me off. He said he liked the rotation and he's gonna keep James Carpenter at left guard and splitting time with Matt Hennessy. One of my biggest problems with Dan Quinn, when he picks quote unquote his guys, he can never admit he's wrong, and he is so hard-headed. He will stick with these guys until the wheels fall off and until we've lost a whole bunch of games. And then he'll be like, you know what? That didn't work and we need to try something new. Yeah, motherfucker. I knew that week 1. I knew that week 2. I knew that week 3. And he's doing it again with James Carpenter, a journeyman bargain bin play. I call these guys bargain bin players. If multiple teams don't want you, that is a reason. And there's something, and it speaks to someone's what's the word? It speaks to someone's ego when you think that you can take any player in the world and turn shit into gold. You got to realize that maybe it's the player themselves. Maybe they're not just that good, and that's why the team got rid of them. And Dan Quinn always does this. He will stick with guys who are average to the bitter end. But you know what he won't do? He won't pay a guy like Tevin Coleman. He won't re-sign Patrick DeMarco. You won't re-sign Patrick DeMarco, but you'll keep re-signing guys like Sean Harlow. How many times do I gotta see Sean Harlow on our goddamn practice squad? You'll sign guys like a James Carpenter, a Jamon Brown. Jesus Christ. These guys, they are backup journeyman rotational players for a reason. Luke Stocker, oh my God, Luke Stocker. Archangel, I'm going to kill your ass. You didn't have to, you just ruined my day talking about some Luke Stocker. Oh my God. You had to bring up Luke Stocker. How could I forget Luke Stocker? I saw us throw a pass to Luke Stocker on a 3rd down. I almost lost my goddamn mind. I almost threw my phone when I saw Luke Stocker get a pass on a 3rd down. You're telling me we got Julio Jones, we got Calvin Ridley, we got Todd Gurley, we got Hayden Hurst, we got Russell Gage, and on a 3rd down we going to Luke Stocker. I don't give a damn if he's open. Y'all are NBA fans, right? Y'all watch the NBA? Shout out if you watch the NBA. If you watch the NBA, you'll notice some guys are open for a reason. Russell Westbrook comes to mind. Russell Westbrook is wide open on a 3-point line for a reason, because he can't shoot them. He's not a 3-point shooter. So when you see Luke Stocker wide open, it's for a reason. They don't care about him out there. Let him run around. Luke Stocker, let him run around. The brother got brick hands. He's supposed to be in there for blocking. And even if he catches it, He's about as slow as Jason Witten, a turtle, a snail, a sloth. That's how fucking slow Luke Stocker is. I'm so sick of seeing these bums getting passes when we have all these goddamn weapons. Make it happen. Another thing. We all know Julio Jones is the best wide receiver in the goddamn NFL, right? We know that. You know that. I know that. Even Saints fans know that. I don't care what a Saint fan tells you. If you hook him up to a lie detector test, if you give him some truth serum, hell, if you have Wonder Woman tie her lasso of truth around their fucking necks, ask them who the best wide receiver in the game is, they'll tell you it's Julio Jones. It is not Michael Slant Thomas. Okay? It's not him. Anyways, my point is to say this. Why does it always seem like in these type of games, we have to wait until the third, fourth quarter to just unleash hell with Julio Jones getting 9 catches for $157. Like we don't know that he can do that from the jump. I understand that we have to incorporate guys, get the flow of the offense going. But hell, if we're going to open the game with bootlegs and play actions, we got to go to Julio Jones. We got to open up with Julio Jones. If you want to open it up the offense that way first, which I don't agree with, but if you're going to do that, you got to find a way to get Dirk Cutter. It is your job. Matt Ryan can make those throws, and we all know Matt Ryan can make the throws. Dirk Cutter, it's your job to get Julio Jones open. It's your job. They also were talking about Julio Jones in the red zone. We gotta get Julio Jones in the red zone. I didn't see a lot of that this game. I didn't. Shout out to Calvin Ridley from showing up and getting those touchdowns. Because besides those, it would have been a massive blowout. And we have to stop the run. We have to. And we didn't do it. For the most part, we kept Russell Wilson in check. But because we didn't stop the run, when that play action happened, Russell Wilson was able to drop bombs on us. Oh, my God. Golden Rooster says, thoughts on Falcons playing more shotgun? Shotgun is harder to run an outside zone on with. I do like shotgun, but we need more plays out of shotgun. We need more screens. We need to do more. It seems like we're the only team that can't execute a screen. I don't know what it is. Every other NFL team can execute a screen with perfection. We try to run a screen, and it's like we don't know how to. Our blockers, they don't get out there. Our tackles, they don't get out there. And you know who would be a perfect guy to run a great screen? A perfect guy to get out and block to the second level? His name is Matt fucking Hennessy. That's his name. Matt Hennessy was a center in Temple. But he was such an athletic center. Matt Hennessy can pull like guards, can get to the second level and clean people out. That's one of the reasons the Falcons quoted as getting him. They said he's a guy who can get out and block. He can pull. He's so athletic and fast to the outside zone run. But instead, we're starting James Carpenter for more snaps. That is unacceptable. So I'm never going to fully place blame on coaching, and I'm never going to fully place blame on players. It is always an equal handoff. And we got to utilize our weapons better and early, and we have to set a tone. Teams already know we can throw. They already know that. Teams come into our game waiting to tee off on us because they know we're going to drop back a bunch of times and throw. How do you prevent a team from teeing off on you? You run the football, you throw screens, you protect your quarterback. A perfect example of this was last night versus the Rams and Cowboys. Did y'all see the Rams versus Cowboys game? The Cowboys came into that game with Everson Griffin, Aldon Smith, DeMarcus Lawrence and those boys, and their whole plan was to get after Jared Goff, sack him, put him on the ground, and tee off on him. They barely can touch Jared Goff. And why was that? Sean McVay played that game perfectly. He ran the football. He used draws, and he threw a lot of quick passes. It didn't allow the Cowboys defense to get set up. He also used up-tempo, no huddle. And the Cowboys got tired. They got exhausted. The pass rushers couldn't pass anymore. And that's when he took the shots to Robert Woods. That's when the Rams took their shots. They were dedicated to running the football. They had quick throws, and the Cowboys were so frustrated they couldn't get to Jared Goff. That's something we have to do. And the Falcons have to be dedicated to running the football. If we constantly drop back to throw, if Matt Ryan throws 54 times again, he's going to be put on his back every time. They know we're going to throw. They don't know how much we're going to run. And once again, the Seattle Seahawks, no disrespect to them, but they came into this game out from the season 22nd in run defense. They lost to Jadeveon Clowney, one of their best run defenders. And we could not even attempt to show them that we wanted to run the football. That's what I'm talking about. We cannot have 54 pass attempts. We have to run Todd Gurley. And if you're not going to run him, run Brian Hill. And like I said before, tempo, no huddle offense. If you noticed later in the game when we started producing, we ran more no huddle and up tempo offense, and the Seattle defenders started to get tired. That's how you beat them. You use their aggressiveness against you. I don't know how we didn't see Jamal Adams in this game coming. I really don't. Like he was showing he was coming off the edge. He wasn't even hiding it. They even said this in the broadcast. They said Jamal Adams is not hiding that he's blitzing right now. And the Falcons, for some reason, couldn't figure out what he was doing. I don't understand. Then that's coaching. They assumed that the Seattle was going to come out and play the same exact way with a brand new acquisition like Jamal Adams. We all know that wasn't going to happen. And we're not getting paid to make these kind of coaching decisions. We're on the couch shouting out our opinions. Let me go to the comments. James Bryant. Jeff, I'm not hating, but you said Seattle, we're not going to use Jamal Adams as much. No, I posed it as a question. See, if you go back and watch my video, I said it will be interesting to see how the Seattle Seahawks use Jamal Adams. I said if you go by tendencies, the New York Jets allow their safety to roam everywhere, line up everywhere. He played snaps on the line. He played snaps in the box. He played snaps at free safety. Jamal Adams even lined up on receivers in man coverage on the Jets. And I said, one of my X factors is how the Seahawks were going to use Jamal Adams. I did not say the Seahawks are not going to allow him to do anything and he's not going to be a factor. That's not what I said. So please, if you're going to watch my stuff and learn how to understand what I'm saying. Do not mischaracterize what I'm saying, because then you come in here talking stuff about what I'm saying, and that's not true. I posed it as a question. I said it was interesting. He was going to be a factor of how they were going to use him, and it was clear that they were going to throw out what they did in years past, which is fact. I said the Seattle Seahawks in years past played a defense a certain way, single high safety, and I understand that Quadre Diggs is a single high safety, but in years past, they didn't let their safeties do what they did in this game. And Jamal Adams was the X factor in this game. So that is coaching. We have to adjust and adapt. Apparently, the Falcons didn't even put this into consideration that this was going to be an X factor. They didn't even think about it. And so that is a problem. If fans at home can call this out before the game happens, before the game even starts, and the coaches don't see it coming, then that's a problem. So that's what I'm saying. And I don't mean to attack anybody in this stream. I really don't. I appreciate everybody in this stream. I really do. Thank you for your comments. But if you're going to criticize a point I make, I just want you to be very clear from where I'm coming from. Do not twist my words when I say something. And if you have a question about what I mean or what I say, just ask. That's all you got to do. But don't come in assuming that's what I meant, because that's not what I meant. I'm smart enough to know that Jamal Adams is a key game-breaking player, and we got to use him a certain way. So, please. Electric Club Shocker says, Atlanta team is better than the Saints, but the Saints know how to win. I can't say right now that the Falcons are a better team than the Saints, because you know what? Coaching is part of the team, and the Saints have a great coaching system. They really do. The Saints play good defense for the most part. I understand that Drew Brees is older and has a declining arm, and Michael Thomas only runs slants and everything. But it is a testament to coaching, the fact that Michael Thomas only runs slants, but somehow he's open all the time. I'm not going to put that always on Michael Thomas. That's not all on Michael Thomas. That's coaching. They scheme him open. They find ways to make it look like the same play, and they scheme him open. Same thing as the Rams last night. The Rams, what the Rams do is they'll have a guy in motion, and they'll fake the jet sweep, and they'll run Malcolm Brown up the middle. And then they'll do it again, the same exact play. Fake the jet sweep, run Malcolm Brown up the middle. And then the third time when you're expecting it again, they actually run the jet sweep, and then the whole defense is confused. But when you look at the replay, every single player on the play, it looks exactly the same. You can't tell by formation if it's the same play or if a new play is going to happen. The Falcons don't do that. If you're going to run a play action, you first have to run the ball, establish the run, make them think a run is coming, and then you bootleg play action. If you come out and play action on the first play, guess what? The defense is going to be waiting for your ass because you haven't shown them that you're going to run. So why would they respect the run if you're not going to attempt to run? They're not going to. So that's what I'm talking about. It's defense, it's coaching, it's running the football, a dedication to running the football. I don't know about y'all, but I'm sick of Matt Ryan going for 3 bills, 4 bills, Julio Jones getting 100 plus, really getting 100 plus, and we lose the game. That doesn't make me happy. I'm happy for Matt Ryan that he's climbing up the stat, but I'm not happy that we're losing the game. It's how you get those yards that matters. That really matters. The games that we win versus the Seahawks and the Packers and all those other guys in the playoffs, we were balanced. We showed run before we just jumped into play action. We got guys open. And these are things that we need to fix going forward. Because like I'm going to say in my breakdown later for the Cowboys is we can't go in thinking that we're going to beat the Rams and we're just going to beat the Cowboys. We can't go in thinking that because we're not the Rams. We don't dedicate ourselves to the run. We don't do that. If we're going to be honest to ourselves, Falcons fans, one of our biggest problems is we do not dedicate ourselves to the run. We do not. I don't mean to bring up another Madden analogy, but I'll do it because, this is real life. You know when you play Madden, there's always those people who act like they're going to run in the game, and they run like 1 time, 2 times, and then the rest of the game, they're throwing the rest of the game. That's who the Falcons remind me of. It's like we will dip our little toe in the fucking water of run and then never go back to run again. And by the time we are down, it's too late. And we've abandoned the run because now we have to throw to get back in the game. we got to recommit ourselves to running the football, keeping Matt Ryan upright, showing different looks that look the same. And then that's when you break open the play action. Russell Wilson wasn't taking deep shots until later in the game. Why? Because he established the run first. He established the run, he established the screen game, and then he busted us over the head with Tyler Lockett. In the beginning, it was a pass here and out here, a slant here with Tyler Lockett, but it was mostly, Falcons, can you stop this run? Falcons, can you stop this screen? And the answer was no, we couldn't. And that opened up the floodgates for him to just start dropping bombs on us. And at that point, our guys were tired. It is hard to tackle in the fourth quarter when you're tired because a team has run down your throat the full first half. That's how you make teams tired. You run the football. So I don't know about y'all. I'm just so tired of finesse football. I really am. We've been letting Matt cook for years, and it's not winning close games that we should win. We all know Matt can throw the ball, but can this team run the football? Can this team close out wins when we need it? Can we run in the fourth quarter? I felt like for the most part, we did great on containing Russell Wilson, running the football. But we did not stop the plays that needed to be stopped. And on third downs, we couldn't get off the field. And offensively, on fourth down, our fourth down conversions were terrible. Terrible. And I know everybody in here was pissed off about the pass interference on Hayden Hurst, because we all know that was a bullshit pass interference, and that female side judge was right there staring at the play, and she said no call, no pass interference. That was a blatant pass interference, but we cannot blame the game. We cannot blame the game on that pass interference. We cannot. We had so many chances to win this game, and we could not. So the sky is not falling, but at the same time, we got to wake up, because if we don't wake up, we're going to be staring at another big 0-5 hole. We have the Dallas Cowboys coming up, and just because they lost doesn't mean that they're not going to come around and bust our ass. We can't take teams lightly like that. Don't think because it works for one team, it's going to work for our team. We have the Green Bay Packers coming up, and they busted the Vikings' ass that game. Who else we got coming up? We got several good teams coming up, and we have to be ready. And coaching, execution has to happen. So please, don't if you're going to just constantly shit on the team and say we suck and there's no point of watching, then just don't watch. No one is forcing you to watch. No one. No one's going to be mad if you disappear off the face of the earth and don't watch this team. That's your choice. That's your choice as a fan. But if you are going to watch and if you are going to support your team, be objective, hold your team accountable, but at the same time, still love your team. CPG says, what up, bro? Hey, shouts out to CPG. I know we talk shit about a lot of other NFC South opponents, but real recognize real, and I respect CPG. He is a Carolina Panthers content creator, and he does a lot of good work, and I expect me and him in the future, we're going to try to link up and do breakdowns or live streams on Panthers versus Falcons coming up. So if you are a fan of just football and a student of the game and you want to learn other teams' rosters and how they do things, hit subscribe to my man CPG. He does good work for the Carolina Panthers. I've talked to this guy for a long time online. And so hopefully, bro, in the future, we can link up and do a live stream together. I'd appreciate that. Speed Falcon for Life says we need to get off the field on third downs. Teams that get third down stop us. Yeah, and even when we go for it on fourth down, man, we can't get the conversion. Horrible converting. Horrible. The deep Sports Live in the ATL. Thank you for joining. If you're new to Sports Live in the ATL, he's doing more live streams. He's got Atlanta Braves live streams and videos. If you're a Braves fan, check him out as well. He does a lot of other live streams. Appreciate you in the stream. Slitta, you a little late, bro. I already talked about the secondary and how pitiful they were. You were right. The secondary is what we need to fix the most. I said coming into this season, the secondary scared me the most. And I had concerns about AJ Terrell, but the part where I was wrong was that my biggest concern didn't lie on Isaiah Oliver. That should have been my biggest concern coming into the season. I was afraid about how AJ Terrell did, but AJ Terrell showed me that he is capable of development. I don't expect guys to be all pro corners the moment they get to our team or the second year they get to our team. I don't expect that out of our cornerbacks. But you know what? Show me development from year to year. Show me that you've improved as a player. A guy like Kendall Sheffield, he showed me that he was capable of development. I actually see development in Kendall Sheffield. He tackles way better more. His form tackling is a lot better. Kendall Sheffield's play recognition is a lot better. I've seen development in him. Isaiah Oliver, I don't see the development in him. I don't. He makes the same mistakes that he's making from last year. AJ Terrell, even though it's his first year, I'm seeing that he's capable of learning from mistakes. I see that in him. I see that he's better at play recognition. And I think Isaiah Oliver was one of these guys who was a product, a developmental player, a reach, if you will, that Dan Quinn thought he could turn into gold. And the development is just not happening with his play. And the Falcons were stuck, in between a rock and a hard place because it's like, damn, Trufant and Alford aren't who they say they were anymore, and their contracts are bad, and we got to do something about them. The fans are irking for Trufant and Alford to go, but our alternative is Isaiah Oliver, a man who is not ready. And so I don't know. Maybe we should have invested in corners earlier, more corners, because he's just not ready. Let me get into the comment section. Ivan the Hawk says, your offense destroyed us first half. Ivan, it doesn't matter because we lost the game, bro. So shout out to your team. Nothing but respect. That's another thing I want to talk about. And when I say this about Seahawks fans, I'm not talking about every Seahawks fan. So shout out to every Seahawks fan who I respect. Content creators out there, the Norb Cams, Noah Balter, Sam Dobb the Infamous, and all the Seahawks fans out there who came onto my videos, subbed to my videos, showed respect, had a respectable conversation and breakdown about the game coming up. Those Seahawks fans, I salute you. I tip my cap to you. Good game. I respect you guys. But the Seahawks fans who completely mischaracterized my breakdown, some Seahawks fans, they took it as a diss video. I don't do diss videos. I never disrespected your team. I gave all respect in the world to Russell Wilson. I think he's a great quarterback, Hall of Fame quarterback. I never disrespected your team. So the Seahawks fans who came in disrespecting my team, having no respect for my team, those are the ones I have no respect for. Respect is earned and respect is a two-way street. I show nothing but love to Seattle Seahawks fans. And when we lost, the first thing I said was, tip my cap to Seattle Seahawks. They beat us. They were the better team. But don't come in just disrespecting my team, because then I'm gonna really start breaking down your team and disrespecting your team. So don't disrespect my team. Don't come in saying 28-3. I don't bring up the part where the Seahawks should have ran in the Super Bowl and Russell Wilson threw that pick. I don't do that because I actually have respect for your team, and respect is given. So that's all I'm gonna say about the Seahawks fans. I respect their team. Shout out to the real ones. And, I don't respect the disrespectful ones. I really don't. So I'm gonna go through a few more comments in the section, and I'm gonna start heading out because I want to eat food and get ready for Monday Night Football. We got doubleheader coming up, Steelers and Giants, and then Broncos versus Tennessee Titans. Those should be a couple good games. Shout out to anybody if you won your fantasy football match. I'm pretty sure locked up that I won my first two matches. Shout out for Julio Jones for saving my matchup. I appreciate that. Thank you, Julio Jones, for being on my fantasy team. And thank you for everybody in my fantasy league who passed on Julio Jones for Michael Thomas. I appreciate that. Had a guy in my draft Michael Thomas over Julio Jones. I was so happy when that happened. So let's go back to the comment section, and then I'm gonna start to get out of here, guys. God love you. Say, hey man, good game. Hey, tip my cap. It was a good game. It's always a good game when we play the Seahawks. I thought we should have. There's times where we could have won that game, but the Seahawks beat us. They made the plays necessary. Player of the game for the Seahawks was Jamal Adams. The player of our game was probably Grady Jarrett. Grady Jarrett never gets the respect he deserves, and he probably never will because, he plays for our team, smaller market. But just like the guy said in the broadcast, Grady Jarrett is baby Aaron Donald. Grady Jarrett is a man amongst boys. Grady Jarrett is so good at splitting a double team. He can bull rush. He can swim. He can rip. He can pull and rip. He can do everything you need him to do as a defensive tackle. And I just love Grady Jarrett. I really do. Shouts out to Dante Fowler. I think he played a solid game for being his first game. The thing I love, if we want, we got into a lot of negatives today. Before I go, I want to talk about a few positives. The thing I love, peace out, Steel Wings. The thing I love about Dante Fowler, his passion, his energy, his hustle, his aggressiveness, the way he plays is night and day from Vic Beasley. Night and day. I've seen so many times where Vic Beasley, the moment Vic Beasley got blocked on an initial block, I've seen him flat out just give up, stop trying to stand around and watch the rest of the play. And I've seen Vic Beasley on a lot of play not hustle to the football. And one thing you can say about Dante Fowler is we never had to question Dante Fowler's motive. We never had to question Dante Fowler's energy, his passion, and his multiple moves once he gets stopped by the first guy. When Dante Fowler got blocked, he jumped in the air, he hit a spin move, he shedded a guy, and was still all over people. That's the type of stuff I love to see, that I wanted to see from Vic Beasley. I thought we were going to get from Vic Beasley, but we never got from him. So Dante Fowler, to me, is a significant improvement over Vic Beasley. He showed way more to me than Vic Beasley did in his heart than I ever saw in other guys. Another positive I want to shout out is Takk McKinley. I know we've been killing Takk McKinley. He's been flaking out on us. He got his option declined. He always gets injured. And Takk McKinley, his production dipped, and he talked all that shit about double digit sacks. He didn't get it. But for the most part, I want to shout out Takk McKinley. He came out and got that first sack, and he looked aggressive. He looked a lot better out there. He looked healthy out there, and I just wanted to shout out Takk McKinley. I thought he had a solid game. So Takk McKinley, Grady Jarrett, obviously Matt Ryan and the wide receivers, they had good games. Deion Jones had a great game. Michael Walker, he didn't get tons of snaps this game, but Michael Walker was pretty solid on run defense, play recognition. He looked athletic out there. I think Michael Walker can definitely develop into a better player. Oh, enjoy my world in this live stream. I want everybody right now to please subscribe to my girl, Enjoy My World. I don't mean my girl like that. I already have a girlfriend. I mean one of my Falcons content creators, Enjoy My World. She is a wonderful person, does great videos, has you thinking outside the box, Not only does she break down Falcons, she also breaks down, social media, celebrities, things going on in the real world. Enjoy my world. Please subscribe to her. Please subscribe to her channel. Let's get her to 1,000 subscribes, please. Also in this chat, Jude Talk Sports, upcoming Falcons content creator. Enjoy my world. You're gonna get me killed saying that you my girl. I didn't mean it like that. I only got one girl, okay? So enjoy my world. Please subscribe to her channel. Jude Talk Sports, great new content, Falcons content creator. He puts in the work. He's on every live stream I ever see. Jude Talk Sports, he does it. My man brings it every time. He was on the Bucks content creator, Real Talk Perez, and he was in there battling with the NFC South content creators. And Jude Talk Sports, he held his own. They try to attack my man. They try to talk a bunch of that shit that they usually do. And Jude Talk Sports held his own. And he made Falcons Nation proud against all those NFC South content creators. So I respect him. Mad Mike Sports, he's always going to bring it. Always respect Mad Mike Sports. Please subscribe to him. The whole Unintentional Grounding family. Rise Up, Run Down. Great videos. Lieutenant Dan, the master of the video breakdown. Lieutenant Dan, king of the live streams. All these guys, I respect all Falcons content creators. Please go and subscribe all those guys. We're all a family, and I'll keep saying that because when one eats, we all eat. That's how this works. I don't give a damn if Jude Talk Sports or Enjoy My World pass me in sub counts, because that means we're all eating. We're all family, and that's how Falcons Nation should be. So like I said it before, guys, before I get out of here, the sky is not falling. The world is not ending. But at the same time, hold your team accountable. Point them out when they need to be pointed out. But please, don't personally attack people. Don't disrespect Falcons Nation like that. Be objective without being an asshole. It's not that hard to understand. It's not a hard concept. So, shout out to the Seahawks. Good game. It's on to the Dallas Cowboys. Please stay tuned for my breakdown of the Dallas Cowboys. I'll try to do a live stream on the Cowboys as well. And please like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And as always, Falcons Nation, we rise up. Enjoy Monday Night Football, guys. Don't get too drunk. And keep pushing, keep grinding. All right, I'm out. Take care.